to you. It's a Tuesday, 18th day in the month of February. How are you doing? How's your day looking? Yes, Nigeria is hot. Woo! The weather is hot. Man, I don't know how you're managing, people that are outside. I'm not outside, but I can feel the heat from here because I have been there. And I'll still be there later on. After my time in here in the studio, enjoying this cool weather. Thank God for AC. The person that's invented AC. God will bless your generation. All right. Let me come off it. And let's have a conversation about risks. Taking big risks. That is the conversation for now. Welcome aboard once again. So, when it comes to taking big risks, courage is needed. And there's need for strong belief in your goals or your objective, or whatever it is that you are setting out to achieve, conquer, overcome. You need courage, right? You need strength in your belief. So for Aliko Dangote, he said something about his $23 billion refinery project. He said it was the biggest risk he ever took. In fact, he said something. He said if this had failed, he was as good as dead. He said he knew that failure could be a huge setback, but then he had a strong belief in this project, and that just kept him going. So there was a courage to face possible failure. But then there was a confidence to stick to the plan. We've got a plan, we'll stick to that plan. There is success if we're able to jump over, if we're able to cross, if we're able to get to that point. Success is waiting for us. So, in the conversation this afternoon, I would like us to talk about how courage and belief can actually help us as human beings overcome challenges, achieve big goals, even when things seem like you're facing a mountain that cannot move. Everything just seems so tough. Yeah, you're a Nigerian. Perhaps you're one of those who talk with so much pessimism. Have you met Nigerians? There's a way they talk. I don't want to say we because I no follow. I've removed myself from that WhatsApp group. I'm still a Nigerian actually. But there's a lot of pessimism. You hear people talk about how nothing is working. And you would think that the person telling you nothing is working would go home, fold his arms and just sit down. Or perhaps go home and lie down and sleep at least. But no. He's still in the market. He's still trying to push through. He's still hoping that at least something will come out of what it is that he has set out to do. Yeah. But then there are also people who would rather not take risks, The risk of venturing into a new line of business, something that they've never done before. The risk of asking a girl out, especially if you think she's out of your league. But somehow, in your heart, you feel like, no be woman. Forget. After all, yes, she will say no. But it's a risk. Yeah, there's a risk there. That your ego might be bruised with the way she might say the no. Because some people are not very nice with the way they say no. They say the no in such a way that you feel like, what's happen? Just tell the guy no instead of all this talk that you're talking. Why are you insulting somebody? And then, life generally is a risk, right? There's also the risk of traveling. Yeah, there are people who do not travel, not because there's no opportunity to travel. And by traveling, I'm not talking about Jakba. That one is another part. There's another level of traveling, right? Comes with another level of risk. But I'm talking about traveling even within the country, from one place to another. And that risk, the risk involved in this one, is insecurity. Yeah, that is one of, such reasons why some people no longer travel to anywhere. They'd rather stay back home. Yeah, you might want to say, okay, how about air travel? Have you found out the cost of air travel? Oh, well. I'm just thinking about how about those of them in the US where plane crashes is beginning to sound like birds flying. Just like you expect that you come out and you see birds flying, it's beginning to look like that in the US. You come out and you see planes falling. It's crazy stuff. I can imagine the kind of fear that a lot of people will be living in right now. The thought of flying, they say, ooh, I'd rather take the longer route. Can we get on a bus? Can we get into a car? So what is more important to you? Taking risks or playing it safe? Because either way, it doesn't necessarily make you a better person or a bad person. There are those who are called risk takers, and there are those who are not risk takers. There are people who in this life, anything that looks like they're going way beyond their radar, they're not ready. Anything that looks like you have to dig deeper to achieve something, they're not ready to do that. I do not come to this life to come and go and kill myself. That's it for some people. It doesn't make them bad people. It is some it's their temperament. Some it's out of experience. Maybe the experience of continued failure, the experience of maybe they were ready, willing to go all the way, but somehow they had people around them who just wouldn't let them fly. And so they chose the easier way out. So let's play it safe. Better to be alive, better to have my money than to go and check whether it is possible that I might die or get injured along the way, or put my money in there and lose it all. But how about what if you put your money in there and there is a huge return? Yeah, that's why some people have lost so much money. And some people have actually made so much money. So are you a big risk taker, or are you the kind of person that likes to play it safe? I would like to hear from you. Why? Whichever one you choose, or whichever one is your way of life, right? So talk to me. Are you that kind of person? Risk taking? Do you like taking risks, or do you like playing it safe? You might as well maybe share an example, something that happened to you, that or maybe a particular point in your life where you took a big risk, or a particular point in your life where there was an option of either taking a risk or playing it safe, and you chose to play it safe. What happened? How did it play out? All right. In the case of Aliko Dangote, he says the biggest risk he's ever taken in his life was this Lekki, right? Yeah. Refinery that he has built. So how about you? 0817-923-0002, 0817-923-0002, or 0817-923-0007. Let's hear from you. Good afternoon. Thank you. All right, call back, please. 0817-923-0007. And you can send a message via WhatsApp to 0809-030-6416. 0809-030-6416. Efe from Bori, I see your message. All right, thank you very much as well. So are you the type that likes to take risks, Or do you like to play it safe? Why are you playing it safe? And why do you rather take risks? Your choice, your life, and you're the one who has to live with the consequences, whether good or bad, right? What has happened in your life? What is that thing that you have set out to do and you put in everything and it looks like this is either going to be the break? When I mean break, like a breakout, like when you break out, become something better, or it's going to be your end. So for Dangote, he says this refinery was it. It's either I make it or we're done for. If I don't win with this one, I'm a dead man. And he went all the way with all the setbacks that he experienced. And at the end of the day, here we are looking at the refinery, talking about it and all whatnot. 650,000 barrels per day. And it's also Africa's largest refinery. It says if this didn't work, I was dead. Hello and welcome.
Yeah, my name is Christian.
Okay.
Calling you from Abia State.
All right, I'm listening.
I'm a big risk taker.
Tell me about it.
I'm taking risks in the best. Thank you.
You don't want to... Oh, there he went. Okay. You didn't really give me anything to work with, but that's fine. That's fine as well. I can work with that. It would have been better if you gave us examples, right? Yeah, but he says, I'm a big risk taker. And taking risks, that is the best. All right. So how about you, though? There are people who have chosen to play it safe because maybe a parent was a big risk taker and at some point lost everything. And they felt like, that road, I know they follow and they go on. I'm taking this other route. This is better. And there are some people who are big risk takers today because they had a parent who played it safe and they ended up living an average life. And so they felt like this average life is not working. We're out there and we're going all out. That's the way we're going to live our life. Hello? Oops.
Hello?
Oh, you called back.
I'm precious. I call back.
Okay. So you want to give me examples?
Yeah, the reason why I said I'm a big risk taker is because I'm a crane operator. I work with multinational companies. Okay?
Okay.
And where I work, the height of the place I work is 300 feet. Imagine if anything happened there, what would be my fate? So it's a very big risk. So that is why I said taking risks is the best. And when you take risks, you make too much money in life. Thank you. Have a wonderful day.
Okay, thank you very much. So there you have it for him. Taking big risks puts a lot of money in your bank account. Interesting. Thank you. All right, I still want to hear from you. 0817-923-0002. 0817-923-0002 and 0817-923-0007. Those are the numbers you can call, and you can as well send a message via WhatsApp to 0809 030 6416. 0809 030 6416. So I'm looking at the meaning of risk. That's the possibility of something bad happening. In business, the risks and the rewards are high. The possibility of something bad happening, that is what risk means. Which of the dictionaries give us this one? Cambridge. All right. And then so it involves uncertainty about the effect, about the implications of an activity. So you can't see it all. You don't know what's going to happen, but you're just out there. You're about to put in everything. Yeah. But then when it comes to taking risks, there's also something called risk assessment, right? You get to look, how much is the possibility of failure here? And by failure, what is going to be the implication of this failure? If there's failure at all. Is this the kind of failure that would lead to death? The death of who? And if someone dies in this thing, would it affect the overall plan? Would it affect the overall goal? You know, there are certain constructions you see, and you just like, what if somebody dies? Like, did they not calculate it? Yes, they did. They actually calculated. All of that were put into consideration. That if people do not, I saw I've forgotten where. I'm trying to remember where exactly, but I saw it on a gate. Was it on a gate? But it was some just kind of signpost, you know, that said I'm just going to paraphrase. I can't remember the exact words, right? But it was more like the reason you need to wear your safety gear is not so that it can help you climb, is to keep you from falling. So that is to say, in case you think in your mind that, oh, I'm a good climber, you don't need the safety gear. Yes, thank you, good climber. But there is a high risk. There's a possibility you might fall. You're likely to fall from that height, even if you're such a great climber. You're very swift when it comes to climbing. But what happens when you're up there? You might fall, and that's why that's why we require you to wear your safety gear. So the safety gear is not necessarily for you to go up. It's for you to stay up and calm down when it's time in one piece. Hello?
Hello.
Good afternoon. What's your name?
Yes. David.
Could you say that again?
David.
All right, David, where are you calling from?
Boring.
Okay, I'm listening. That happened. All right, thank you very much. You can call back if you can. Okay. The conversation is generally about risk taking. We're not discussing Aliko Dangote, and that's usually what I do. All right. I bring other people's stories. I bring things that have happened, and then I use them as an example to buttress my point. All right. The conversation is not necessarily about Aliko Dangote. Hello. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. What's your name?
Good afternoon.
Thank you.
My name is Akanto Buti. I'm calling from Boroko.
All right. Welcome.
Rick, as you rightly advised that you're not talking about things like Dangote, Atidola, and the rest. But to me, I have taken the path of risks. No matter who asks God or whatever will happen. But to sit down in a house in a comfort zone, my sisters, there will be not food for somebody who is sitting down. But as a taker, you will be conscious of your environment. You will be conscious of what that particular will do. You are taking the risk. As somebody who wants to get something or want to get food on your table, you must be conscious of the environment. Be conscious of the person you have conversation with to take that, to involve in that business. Look at the psychological appearance of that person. Not because you want to get money or you want to get yourself involved in a particular business to make transaction with a particular company or particular nation. You just rush because you are other person, friends. Rush, get it. No. Look at the psychological aspect of that person. And you be conscious of the environment. Conscious of your safety. Conscious of your safety now. Even when you are in Nigeria for now, your safety, be careful of your acoustic system. How the AC look at your body system. Will you wear jacket when you get to the studio? Will you wear all 19? So as a risk taker, because everything we do this day to get food on our table is risk. But you be conscious of the environment. Conscious of the political appearance of the person who are making that transaction with. You want to take that risk with.
All right.
God bless you.
Bless you too. Thank you. Hello.
Good afternoon, Mega.
Good afternoon, sir.
Chinke Daniel Mogeto Zako.
You're welcome. Go on now.
I hate taking risk.
How
Simply
come?
because, not even if I may lose or whatever, but the blame people will push at me, that alone. But let me tell you here now, I took one risk of going to buy a car with somebody I trusted as a religious person, a deeper life. I'm sorry mentioning this church. So we slept at Lagos from Opibo here. And then the following day, we went to Cotonou to buy that car. That is what we call direct Belgium. We bought that car. I don't know. I can't give full the thing of him. So we bought that car, and the following day I left him, came back to the east here. He drove that car to his state, Kogi State, and then brought his family from that Kogi State to Opibo here. And I just thanked my God. I said, okay. But did you know that another person that went with him, 2 cars, that the man disappeared with the 2 cars, and even his family from Opibo here, they relocated. Nobody has seen him up to today. I hate taking risk. This is the reason why. But mine, God favored me. Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you very much. I always do risk assessments before taking anyone. The only risk I take, I still remember, was when I was working as a chauffeur. I used company car to drop unknown group of people to Onitsha around 2 a.m. from Owerri. Because they offered to pay me 100K in 2014 when my salary was 42K. I succeeded, but it wasn't funny. Cliff Austin Rodriguez. Wow. Okay. Everything about that thing. I don't know. Should I call it risk or... That was crazy. That was not risky. That was beyond risky. That was just really crazy. Wow. Hello.
Yeah, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Are you a risk taker?
Yes, so my name is Honorable. I'm calling from Nkoro.
Okay, Ida. So tell us, why are you a risk taker? Why are you not playing it safe?
I was driving down to Buri, because through Buri, get to Nkoro. I met people at Pakpema Junction. They said they are going to Buri. And I don't know them. About 3, that kind 9 a.m. And I took that risk. Now then I tell them that they are going to Buri, that they will drop at Buri. They said they want to stop at this thing, like the village for Buri. I should drop them, that particular place. And now speed up. That particular place, they said that I should drop them. They are shouting, drop me here. I didn't drop them. I dropped them far away from that place. Because I know that if I drop them, that something will happen to me. And I drop them far. So I take that risk. And since that day, I don't do anything like that again, because that is very, very risky.
So you're no longer a risk taker.
No,
you have repented.
I won't take it again. Yes, I've repented. Let my head not go for it.
Okay. You know, risk taking, right, is not only in one aspect of your life. When it comes to risk taking, you might be a risk taker in business, but when it comes to your relationship with people, you like to just play it safe. But when it comes to pushing money into something where you're expecting that returns will come out from, you can just be a very big risk taker. But now when it comes to making friends, you just love to play it safe because you don't want people anyhow into your space. So you might be a risk taker in one aspect, and then you play it safe in another aspect of your life. Someone can be a risk taker when it comes to helping people. They go all the way. They go all out. So they don't really bother or think too much about it, whether the person is trying to defraud them or not. So far, it's just something that has to do with just helping people. So whether the person is lying about what they claimed their ordeal is, they really do not mind. They can go all out. They can take so much risk and just help. But then when it comes to proper business investment, they're not taking any risks. Because they know that that particular money they will put, that is business money. For that one, trust no man. Hello?
Good afternoon, Constance.
Good afternoon. Welcome aboard.
Ezekiel, calling from Ubumini.
All right, Ezekiel, please go on.
Constance, for once, I took risk. In the year 2007, when I went to Togo with my boss,
Okay.
who dropped me at Lomé, Otosi environment, where we went to buy truck. My boss left me back to Lagos and asked me to stand by to make sure that the truck is being fixed in order. Constance, could you believe that I was sleeping in the trailer park inside the truck where there was nobody in that park, and I don't know how to speak French.
Wow.
And this risk is a mental risk. I could not express myself. Hardly before I could use my fingers to express myself. If not for an Indian citizen in that area who is a trailer park dealer, who identified himself as an Indian from Abriba as per se, who made me to feel like a Nigerian staying in Togo. So this guy accompanied me with other businesses I'm supposed to do in that area until my boss come back to Togo, to Lomé, where he saw us arranging and fixing up his trailer. I don't know if you understand my story here.
Yeah.
So when I came back to Nigeria, I started seeing myself, imagine those who cannot speak to the hearing of others. So that was my first time I had a serious risk in my life because it affected my brain and my mentality. Thank you very much.
All right, thank
very
you.
much.
I hope you did not
care.
fall sick when you
Welcome.
came back, though.
Hello?
Did you fall sick?
No, I didn't, but I regretted on how to fail to know how to speak or to learn French in our secondary school days. That was the only area I regretted. That had didn't I know, I would have learned how to speak French when we were in secondary schools.
Interesting.
Thank you very much.
All right, thank you. Good afternoon, my air lady. You see that risk of asking a girl out. I find it difficult to take that risk. Maybe it's the reason I'm still single. Maybe single Pringle. I'm someone who plays it safe always. People call me a coward always. But Chinua Achebe said a coward lives to see another day. So I don't care. Taking risk is a good thing. It's a trait of bravery. But it's not for me. It is what it is. That's from Dave, though. Interesting. Good afternoon, the mega woman. The greatest risk in life is to never take a risk. Everything in this life is all about risk taking. As for me, I like taking daredevil risks. Risk taking is the reason the rich gets richer because they take calculative risks to make more money. Clinton, Mr. Fresh in Port Harcourt. All right, thank you. So we're discussing taking big risks, all right? And I'll give an example of Mr. Aliko Dangote, who said that his $23 billion refinery project was the biggest risk he ever took. And he said, quote, if this did not work, I was dead. It was that serious. He put in everything. So all these years that people thought he was a success, that he must have done a lot, right? He's the one that knows that this one this is either going to be or the death of me. If this one does not work, I'm a dead man. I'm finished. I'm gone. I mean, this goes to show that sometimes we see people and they look like they're successful, right? In our own calculation. But for them, they know what they are seeing as success. They feel like they've not really done it. They're just living. So they know that one thing. You might actually see them and you're thinking, oh, it's easy for this person. After all, he's been doing it since. But for this same person that you think it's easy for, they know how much it is not easy for them. Sometimes you want to say, but this person has done this thing for many years now. It's not a big deal. Go and sit down with them and really find out how they feel about that thing. It's like the footballers, right? How they go to camp and get all the training for every match. They still have to go and train. So for you might be feeling like, this person has been playing football for like a very, very long time. Does he need the training like that? Playing football should be easy breezy for him now. If he just enters the field, you just score all the blah, blah. But they know that it is not like that. For every match, there's heart palpitation. There is a, what if we don't win? That's happening in their heart. The same person that has scored 100 goals. The person that has won too many trophies. They still enter that field and it's like, how is this going to be? Will this be the continuation of me or the death of me? Now, there's also the negative aspect of risk-taking. Those who would rather go and carry gun and say, today, not today. It's either we succeed or we die. Yeah, those ones, them still there. There are the people who believe that risk-taking has to be negative, has to be doing something illegal. But that's not necessarily what risk-taking is. It is risky, to bear arms illegally and try to go steal from people. It is risky to try and kidnap someone. Oh, it is risky because the person you're trying to kidnap, perhaps you've gotten the information you were able to get, but what if the person is more than what you thought? What if they had weapons that you're not aware of? Just what if? It's a risk as well, right? And that's why they have to, some of them, if not all of them, have to get high on drugs so that you don't have all those calculations in your mind. You just go. And when they are caught, they say, it's the devil. But hey, the question I'm asking is, what is more important to you? Is it risk-taking or playing it safe? Sometimes risk-taking might come off as faith. By faith, I mean something that seemingly might not work, or something that in the eyes of everyone, it does not work. Not that it might not work. It does not work. And then this person says, you know what? I'm going to take the risk of believing God for this one. Allowing him to take control. Even though everybody say, leave it. Even though from even nature, even though nature itself says, you see this thing, this is how it goes. But then the person says, I'm going to trust God for this one. Yeah. There are situations where it looks like it's easier to ask people for help. It might look like it's the safest thing to do. You're playing it safe when you're asking people for help. But then, that might actually be the risk you'll be taking. It might be easier to actually let God help you. Ask God for that help and wait and see. Than actually asking people. It's a great thing to ask people for help. I mean, no man is an island. It's good to ask people for help. It helps to have people you can ask for help. But there are situations in life where asking people for help is not what's going to help you. It is taking a better risk, which is telling yourself, or perhaps telling God, you see, if this one does not work, bring me home. Oh my God. I have to go now. Thank you so much for having this conversation with me. But I see a message here on Facebook, so I'll quickly read it before I run off. Zite Barry Wiseman Victor. How are you answering all these names? Anyway, you say, for taking risk, it is my practice because life itself is a risk. Playing is safe isn't bad, but in most cases never gets the expected. All right, Bright ODK, thank you very much. I see your message right there. And one more person now. Izuna Kashmir says the two goes hand in hand. That's taking risks and the other one. What's the other one? Playing it safe. All right. So he says the two goes hand in hand. Thank you very much once again. Gotta go. We have a program for like 10 minutes. It's from REMA, the loan scheme that the state government is handling. All right, so you listen to that, and then at 3 o'clock, I'll be back here with the news. And after the news, Sam Oracle Chinedu will take you on Hard Facts. My name is Constance Irele Mega. Find us on social media and engage, all right? Nigeria Info 92.3 PH, that's for Facebook. And then Nigeria Info FM _PH for Instagram. And Nigeria Info PH on X. www.nigeriainfo.fm. That's our website. Visit it today. You can also find me on X, Constance Mega. And then on Facebook, it's Constance Iro Ele. Instagram is Constance Mega. All right, God bless you. Enjoy the rest of your day. I'll see you tomorrow.